Sup nerds? Have you recently watched the Fallout TV show and seen these dudes and had the same reaction as Max? Or do you generally just like being a racist, the Brotherhood of Steel? Or perhaps you started playing Fallout 76 recently and just want to have some more outfits and power armor skins to your collection? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions above, my little racist friends, then I got great news for you. Because today, we're going to be looking at every free-to-play Brotherhood of Steel items in Fallout 76. And as per usual, I don't show anything from the scoreboard/seasons, because if you watch these in the future, those may not be available anymore. So you can be assured everything I cover in all of my videos will still be obtainable no matter when you watch it. With the exception, of course, of some seasonal stuff, which you will have to wait around until the particular event comes around. But fret not, they are still available. So without further ado, ad Victoriam. First, we'll look at the stuff you can get from the open world. And very early on, once you make your way to the Wayward, you can see these two Brotherhood people standing guard. Now, if you don't mind getting your hands a little dirty, don't worry, no one will find out. And there are literally no negative consequences to this. Two more Brotherhood people will spawn after a while to replace the ones that But from their lifeless and most likely innocent bodies, you can often find the Brotherhood of Steel Soldier Suit, which is an Under Armor. It is the most common Brotherhood of Steel Under Armor. If you're under level 15, you can also get the Brotherhood Scribe Outfit from these guys. But if you are over level 15, then you will have to get them from Technical Datas, which I will talk about later. Still with these guys that were innocently killed by you, you can get the combat armor pieces and a helmet, which by themselves are not boss related, but they can sometimes drop the boss specific combat armor, which is treated as a sort of lining for these armors, but it's better than anything else you can find for these combat armors. And of course, they sport the boss blue color. There are 3 different types of combat armors, as you can see, and this will most likely be the first item with a Brotherhood logo that you can get. Now, if for whatever reason you still brought your morals with you to the wasteland and for whatever reason you don't want to kill them, or if you just want to get the plans to make this stuff yourselves, combat armor plans can be found in most any vendors. But the plans for the boss mods for combat armor can be found specifically at the Grafton Station vendor, here. And it's pretty cheap too, so really there's no reason not to pick this up. Now, on these next 4 locations, you can find several different outfits and headwears. I will try to show the spawn points of these different items for each location. Each spawn point can spawn several things unless stated otherwise. Here in Appalachian Antiques, over here, you can check out this stool, this shelf, this table, and here too. You can find several different things from the lab coat to other stuff. Now here on Rangers District, you will be able to find several of the headwears. Behind the counter here is usually the BOS Hood. On the top shelf here. And outside on this other shelf as well. Here in Thunder Mountain Power Plant, outside here on the tents, on this broken footlocker, you will usually find the Field Scribe Hat. Beside it you can find the BOS Fatigues. And inside the main entrance through here, you can find the Knight Suit, which is orange because you got it from the ground. Interesting to note that if you craft it, it will be black like the Officer Suit. This is a bug. It is supposed to be orange. And over here inside of the cooling tower number 2, there can be a large variety of different headwears, including the boss ones. Here in NAR Repair Yard, this one is only a spawn point for the different plans of the Soldier Suit, Knight Suit, and the Officer Suit. So going around between these 4 places, you will be able to find all of the following. The BOS Lab Coat, for if you want to look nerdy on top of being an entitled brother. The BOS Hood, which shows up a lot. the TV show. Pretty great. Medical goggles. Welding helmet goes well with the engineer and scribe uniforms. Field Scribe Hat goes well with the engineer and the Field Scribe uniform as well. BOS Knight Suit. And BOS Fatigues definitely looks cooler than the soldier/knight suits. And of course, the plans for every single boss under armor. Next, let's look at some main quest stuff from Fort Defiance. From the main quest Defiance Has Fallen, you can get the Brotherhood Fatigues or the Brotherhood Scribe Outfit. Finishing this quest will also get you a plan for the protective lining of the boss under armor. But you can't really see the lining, so I can't really show you, so whatever. From finishing Recruitment Blues, you will be given both the Field Scribe's uniform as well as the Field Scribe's hat. And of course, from the Belly of the Beast, you get a full set of Ultracite power armor, which doesn't have any markings that show that it is a Brotherhood of Steel armor, but you can read it in the terminals about how it came to be. And come on, it's a free frame and power armor set without needing to craft your own. So, you know, always nice to have free stuff. Now we'll look at Fort Defiance. And though this is open world, I only mentioned this after these main quests because we do have to come to the top floor, which you won't have access to unless you finish the quests. And sometimes the plans will be right here on top of this yellow thing. Plans for the BOS Soldier Suit, Knight Suit, and the Officer Suit. Also, outside of the Fort Defiance, you can interact with this thing here. You can get the plans for the Brotherhood Recon Rifle, which won't have any boss markings on it, but it is a boss item. I know, a little logo would have made this so much better, but you know, it is what it is. With that done, let's talk about the main quest in Fort Atlas. Now, not every main quest from Fort Atlas will give you stuff that are Brotherhood related, and I do leave a few of the weapons out because not only do they not have any Brotherhood of Steel markings on them, but they don't have any mention of Brotherhood in the name or description, so you know, I just left them out. These are the ones that I am including in this list, and it is as follows. From the quest Forging Trust, you can get the plan for this big Brotherhood Round Table, which, let's face it, camp building is the real end game of Fallout 76, and getting a themed decoration for free, it's always awesome. And this is a must-have for anyone trying to make a boss-themed camp. Now, from Disarming Discovery Quest, you can get a Hellstorm missile launcher, which, look, clearly has a BOS logo on it, and if you want the plans for it, then you can get it from Daily Ops and or Minerva. The best defense quest also rewards you with a plasma cutter, which of course it doesn't have any of the logos anywhere, nor the boss on the name, but I think canonically it was the Brotherhood that made this weapon, so I am including it here. The plans for it can also be gotten from Daily Ops and or Minerva. Finishing out of the blue quest will get you the plans for the Brotherhood Civvies, which, honestly, I think it looked pretty great. And it's great to have so many options of different Brotherhood outfits. Now let's talk about Daily Ops and Minerva, since I mentioned a few of those already. Some of the ones I already mentioned was the plans for the Hellstorm missile launcher and the plasma cutter, but you can also get the plans for the Crusader Pistol from Daily Ops and or Minerva. The Crusader Pistol is very cool and you can definitely see the boss symbol on it, so we know it is related. Not only that, but it is one of the best pistols in the game, so you might as well pick it up while you're at it. But also from Minerva we can get the one and only free-to-play BOS weapon paint, which is the BOS Minigun. Not a huge fan of miniguns, but it is BOS related, so why not? A second free-to-play camp decoration we can get is the plan for the BOS Medallion, which you can get from both the Daily Ops or Minerva. This one is pretty cool because you can put it on walls and on different furniture to give your camp a very Brotherhood feel to it. Now, a very cool outfit you can get only from Daily Ops is the BOS Special Ops mask and suit. It is important to note that each of them counts as a separate drop, so you may need to do the Daily Ops several times or even a ton of times before you get both. Now, for real armor, you can also get the plans for the BOS Recon Armor from Daily Ops or buying either from Regis or Minerva. You will need a plan for each part of the armor though, but seeing as Regis sells it, you won't have to wait around for Minerva to sell it or be lucky enough to get it in a random drop. You will just need to have enough gold bullions, if of course you have finished the main campaign for Fallout 76. Now this next part will finally be about the tech datas, or the Forbidden Knowledge repeatable quest. This will be where you get most of the Brotherhood stuff. You will need to finish the main questline for Fort Atlas, and soon you will be able to do these Forbidden Knowledge quests. For that you will need to hand in tech data. You can usually easily find them in desks and cabinets all around the game. And make sure to stash every single one that you have save for one, so that you can hand in one at a time. Because if you have it all in your inventory when you hand in the quest, it will lit up all of your tech data no matter what, but only give you the reward one time. And with a 5% chance to get this from the tech datas, you can get the plan for the shielded lining for the BOS underarmors. Again, you can't see these linings, but the shielded one is the best one, so I figured I would at least mention it. And some of the ones I already mentioned of course are the Brotherhood Scribe Outfit, the Field Scribe uniform, Welding Helmet, and the BOS Fatigues. But aside from those, you can get the following outfits. The bomber jacket. I personally think the orange under armor looks a little goofy with this, but to each their own. Engineer uniform. Science Scribe uniform. This was my go-to outfit for a long time. This one gets its own backpack, which is very cool. And not only outfits, but it is with the tech datas that you can get the power armor paints for the T60. Yeah, that's right, the power armor that we see in the show. This scene right here, yes, those are T60s. And the paints come in several ranks, which you will have to get a plan for each of them separately, but once you have it, you can even make your own Brotherhood with your friends, since you can paint the armor for them. And the different ranks are as follows: the T60 Night Paint, the T60 Knight Sergeant paint, the T60 Knight Captain paint, the T60 Officer paint, the T60 Paladin paint, and the T60 Elder paint. The difference is not only on the emblems and slight variation of colors, but you can see that they become clean as you go. The T60 Elder paint is phenomenal, it's very clean, and the paint is great. It's definitely one to go for. Now it is important to note that there are a few here that are no longer available, like the T60 Initiate paint and the never available T60 Sentinel paint, which some people have gotten their hands through, perhaps nefarious means. I don't know. But there are people who have learned these plans and can be seen sometimes walking around with such extremely rare paints on. The reason they took out the T60 Initiate paint makes sense, because why would Initiates be given their own power armors? That makes no sense. But it is what it is. Thought I would mention that they are out there, just in case you do see something that you don't have. That's probably what it is. Now, if T60 is not really your thing, you can still get two different paints for the T51 during the Test Your Metal public event. One is for the Knight, and the other is for the Paladin. The T60 is cool, but I tend to like the T51 more, since this is what the Brotherhood used to wear in Fallout 1. Not to mention the Brotherhood logo on this one is colored instead of just monochrome. But if being loyal is not your thing on top of being a racist, then from the Scorch Beast Queen you can get the Brotherhood Outcast Power Armor paint. This can be applied to the Excavator, the T45, the T51, the T60, the XO1, and of course the Ultracite. All that from just one single plan. I have a soft spot for these because I used to enjoy Fallout 3 quite a bit when I was younger, and the Outcasts are from there. And lastly, we have the Brotherhood of Steel Jumpsuit, which is one of the rarest items in the game. To get it, you'll have to do public events in the Great Divide area to have a small chance of winning the Savage Divide Jackpot Bundle, which will give you several rare items all at once, out of which one is the BOS Jumpsuit. But this is pretty rare, so hold off your expectations on this one. And that's it, guys. All of the free-to-play Brotherhood items available in the game so far. The Brotherhood is the faction with the most free-to-play items, so you can definitely have some fun with these. If you're interested in any of the other faction items, check them out in my Fallout 76 playlist. And as some of you may have noticed, this is the only non-review video that I have voiced over. It took me a long time to do this because I do tend to stutter a lot, and so I do have to record this a ton of times and cut even more parts out to be able to make it seem like I'm not stuttering. That said, I do intend on updating the previous videos with voiceover versions as well. Just don't expect them to come out anytime soon, but I will do it eventually. And that's all I had to say. If you enjoyed this video or if it helped you in any way, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. But either way, remember, always nerd on.